Hey everybody, welcome to Saving Greens Homestead. My name is Keisha, and if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I welcome you. Today, I am going to plant some of my tomatoes in my tomato row that I just finished. So I thought I'd just show you guys what I'm doing. This is how all those seedlings are doing. I don't know if you remember how sickly they looked at first because of the lights that I was using, but now that they're out in the sunlight, they're doing really good, doing a whole lot better. So I'm happy about that. So I am going to go on ahead and get started with planting out these things. So over here you see I have everything all set up. The water is fully installed. Get my shadow out of the way. The water is fully installed, and I already tested the system. I flushed it first. You have to flush it out and make sure that there's no particles inside, and then I sealed off the ends, and then I tested the system, and so we're ready to go. I've got everything on this side hooked up. Not everything on this side is hooked up, or ready I should say. I have the water part hooked up, but I gotta add some soil to these containers so they'll be ready for me to plant in. So my whole plan for the containers is I want to plant determinate tomatoes. They don't get as big. They're better for containers. So I have determinates and I have dwarfs that I'm going to be planting in the containers. And then I have indeterminates that I'm going to be planting in the raised beds here. And these are the tomatoes. Now, some that aren't determinate that I'm going to plant in these particular 3 containers, I'm going to plant tomatillos of different colors over here. So that's what I'm going to do in those. And then those guys over there are going to have determinates, and all the other containers in tomato row is going to have determinates or dwarfs. And then I'm going to use some chicken poop and wood ashes that I've got mixed in this bucket when I go to plant my tomatoes, and I dig out my holes. I'm going to dig down further than where I normally would, further than what I need for my tomatoes, so I can put the fertilizer down in there and then cover it with some dirt, and then on top of that dirt put my tomato and then close out the hole. So you'll see that. And then I'm using this now I normally don't use store-bought fertilizers, but I have got a whole bunch of these that were on sale for $1. I mean, I couldn't pass that up. They were on sale for $1. This one has microbes already in it, and it's 444, and so I'm gonna put a little bit of that down in the hole for the tomatoes as well. You'll see that. And because it is so windy out here, and look, there's trash blowing around that flew over my fence, but because it's just so windy right now, I'm just gonna show you guys, a clip of me working, and I'm not gonna be talking through it. I'm just gonna go ahead and plant everything out and then come back to you guys after I'm finished and tell you what tomato varieties I'm planting. So let me get started. Okay, so I got everything planted. Not everything in total that I want planted in these beds. I'm gonna plant other things in here, but just for today, I got tomatoes planted and watered in and everything. So everything looks good. We'll see how it turns out. I'm hopeful for the best. I even got water going to the buckets over here and got them filled up. So I'll quickly just go over all the different varieties that I have planted, starting with this dwarf. This one is Dwarf Parfait, Carbon, Giant Belgium, Pink Flamingo. That one's going to be interesting. Japanese Black from AAA, I think that's how you say it. Another dwarf. This one is Rosella Purple. Big White Pink Stripe. Berkeley Tie-Dye Pink. Berger's Favorite. Ananas Noir. And then I have Black Seaman planted over here. I have a lot of my ones that are on my top favorite list, like Ananas Noir is one of my top 5. I think I have one of all my top 5s planted in here right now because I'm hopeful that the weather is going to stay nice and I'll be able to get a jump start on everything. This one is a Purple Tomatillo, and then Black Zebra. This one's Dark Tiger, Black Beauty, Large Barred Boar, Yellow Tomatillo, Orange Accordion, Thurburns Terracotta, Kellogg Breakfast, Orange Icicle. And I have to plant the seeds for the green tomatillo because my starts didn't turn out all that great for the green. But yeah, so that is the lineup right here. And now let me show you what I plan to do if the weather goes bad. So if the weather goes bad, then I cut out the bottom of this bottle, and I have a lot of these bottles. And I plan to just put this over the top like so and take this lid off here. And this will help insulate my plants if the weather drops below 40. Tomato plants, though, are pretty resilient and they can handle down to 40 degrees, maybe even lower than that, but where I draw the line is 40. For sure. And so that is how I'm going to make sure that my plants stay good. And like I said, I have a lot of these bottles and that will help. So I'm not too worried about the weather. I mean, it's still windy right now and we're supposed to get more rain tomorrow, and there's still a lot more rain in the forecast. And the rain part is not bad. It's just when it gets really cold. But so far, we're going to stay in the 40s at night. So I'm happy about that. We'll see how this goes. If everything turns out, I'll have 5 of my favorite tomatoes early. Also, in case you were wondering, I do realize that these little plastic tabs that I have right here are not gonna stay readable, legible, because the weather will see to that, the sun, the rain, and all that stuff. So what I always do is I always write on a cheat sheet, and I have every bed numbered, and I write what's in each bed on a cheat sheet so I'll know what's what. And I keep that in the house, and whenever I need to, I will come back and I will review that to see what is what. If these tags are weathered and messed up or blown away or whatever. Also, me making this video and showing you each variety is another way that I keep up with it, because I can always come back to this video and watch to see what was where. So just a nice little helpful tip, hopefully, for somebody out there. So anyways, you guys, I hope that this video inspired you. If you're anxious to get started, I mean, it's possible. I have backups to all of these tomatoes, so if these don't work for whatever reason, I always have a backup one. So just grow some backups. And then you could try and plant it out as early as possible, and then try and cover them over with a container, some kind of container like that. It doesn't have to be a clear container. It could be just another flower pot inverted over the top of them. As long as it's something that'll keep the frost off of them, or the cold, the chill off of them, then they'll be fine. So I am gonna see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, God bless.